everybody, June here. So guess what? I actually finished my Vogue Knitting Live cardigan, this one, with a lot of time to spare. Whew. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Today we're going to be talking about this cardigan. This is the Easy Eyelet Yoke Cardigan from Knitatude, and I will leave a link to the pattern in the description box, but if you search for that on Ravelry, that should bring up the pattern. But just to give you a recap, because I talked about this in my, I don't know, maybe the beginning of the year video, I can't remember, but I talked about the fact that I wanted to knit this cardigan for Vogue Knitting Live, and that I had this yarn, which is a Hedgehog Fibres yarn. It is the Merino Aran, whatever, in the color Sorry Not Sorry, that I've had for probably a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that. I had this yarn for a long time, however long that was, and I had been waiting for the perfect pattern to use it. I knew that I didn't want to make a sweater because I don't wear sweaters as often, but I do wear cardigans more often. And so when I saw this pattern, I knew that this was a pattern for that yarn. I mean, the yarn is very colorful, and so I wanted a simple pattern. And so yeah, I got to knitting it. I swatched in late December 2022, and then I started knitting just after the new year. Vogue Knitting Live is on the weekend of the 10th of February. It's like 2 days away. Actually, it's tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Anyway, this weekend that's coming now, I'm filming this on Thursday, and so my plan initially had been to have this cardigan finished and blocked by today. And I actually finished it on Sunday, and I wet blocked it, which, let me tell you, I forgot how much I hate shaping wet wool, and so I blocked it, and then it took 2 days to dry, so it has been ready since Tuesday evening. Anyway, so I worked on this pattern for like as long as I could stand it every day. I'm a very slow knitter, I'm a thrower, and it takes me a long time to knit, and also like it doesn't bother me, right? Because I rarely have deadlines. This is the first time that I've ever made something with a deadline. But anyway, I worked on it quite a bit. It helps, I guess, that I'm unemployed and I have no job to go to at the moment. It's actually a very easy knit. The only issues that I encountered had to do with not having the right tools. So, like, I knit the whole body, no problem. But when I got to the sleeves, so when I picked up my stitches for the sleeves, I realized that a 16-inch needle, circular needle, was not actually going to be enough for the whole sleeve. And I thought that I had DPNs in the correct size. This is a US 9, but I didn't. And so I bought 9-inch circular needles, thinking that's gonna take, that's gonna take me through the end of the sleeves. And in theory, it could have, but I absolutely hated knitting with 9-inch needles. So I had to order more needles. I ordered DPNs. I thought that I was ordering wood. I was actually ordering metal. But in the end, the DPNs got here, and all is well that ends well. And it was pretty smooth sailing. But even picking up stitches for this ribbon here wasn't that difficult. And I thought that it would take me a long time. But it didn't. And so it is finished. And I love it. Let me tell you, it is warm enough. When I was doing the video, the modeling video that you will have seen or will see at some point in this video, I think it was like 46 degrees out. And towards the end, because I also did some photos, towards the end I was starting to feel a little bit cool, but for the most part I was actually pretty comfortable. And now I'm inside and it's heated here, and I'm not dying of heat, which is what I love about wool, right? This is like the wool thing. It's cool in the heat and warm in the cold. But anyway, I absolutely love how, so I just stopped my microphone there. I absolutely loved how this cardigan turned out, and quite frankly, if I found the perfect yarn again, I would probably knit it again. To give you some numbers here, as I said earlier, this is knit on Aran weight yarn. The pattern is written for, I believe, Shaynette yarn from Lion's brand, I think. I used Hedgehog Fibres Merino Aran yarn. This is how, like for fabric, I never have to think about these things because I literally never know for the most part what brand my fabric is. But anyway, so US size 9s, Aran weight yarn. My cardigan used 516 grams of yarn, which is about 937 yards, give or take. And I made it in a size L, which, if memory serves me right, is bust 40 to 42. And obviously the, this is positive E, so the end size is slightly bigger than that. I think it's 20, no, not 20, 46 and a half inches. I'm going by the schematic, so the flat measurement for the chest is 23 and a quarter inches, so that times 2, whatever, which I think is the right size for me. I am busty, but I also have narrow shoulders. If I had gone with a size written for my bust size, I think would have been too big. So it's just truly perfect, and I absolutely freaking love it. But friends, we have to talk about this yarn because as beautiful as it is, whew, it has issues. First, I had 6 hanks of this yarn, and when I tried to wind it, all but 2 of the hanks had like just weird misplaced strands of yarn that knotted up, and it was an absolute pain in the patootie to wind. This is very expensive yarn. I mean, one hank of this yarn goes for like $36. I would expect more care to be taken when they're being put into hanks. I think it's kind of unacceptable. And Hedgehog Fibres, yes, they are hand dyers, but they're too big to really fall in the indie dyer category. I mean, this is like a whole ass proper company. I would expect more care to be taken for that. It really, and considering this is the first thing you do with a yarn, it was a little bit off-putting. After that, it was fine. I found one knot in everything, which I think is, I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. It's totally inconsequential. And then the other thing is how much it bleeds. And I don't mean on me, and honestly, I don't know if it's going to bleed on me because this is the first time I wear it. But when I first noticed how much dye bled from the fiber when I did my swatch. So obviously I swatched and blocked my swatch, and when I took my swatch out of the water was pink. And then I expected the same when I blocked the whole thing, and effectively enough, as you can see here, this is what the color of the water looked like after 20 minutes of soaking the cardigan. I had never seen yarn bleed like this. I, granted, don't or haven't really you know what, actually that is not true. I was gonna say that I haven't really knitted with dark or vivid colors before, but that's not true. I have, and this is the most that I have ever seen yarn bleed color. I don't know what the problem is, if the dye just wasn't set well or what, but I would kind of be a little bit hesitant to wear this with something white or something light color. As you can see here, I'm wearing it with like a navy t-shirt with white stripes, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I would be hesitant to wear this with white because it might be a lot of color transfer, which again, I think that for such an expensive yarn, it's kind of unacceptable. So yes, it is beautiful, but I think they should do better and that they can do better. But that is not the fault of the pattern. The pattern is fantastic, and as I said, I absolutely love how this cardigan turned out, and I think there might be more cardigans in my future because, like I said, I don't wear a lot of sweaters, even though I love knitting the sweaters, but I do wear a lot of cardigans, And this is kind of like knitting a sweater, except it's not knitting the round. Yeah, so I finished it. Today's Thursday. I am going to Vogue Knitting Live on Saturday. And I can't wait to wear it and show it off. I mean, everyone is going to be wearing hand knit, so like no one's going to notice my cardigan, but it doesn't matter. I will notice and I will know that I did it all by myself in time, way before my goal date. And that is actually pretty fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so if you enjoy these kinds of videos. And I will see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.